Welcome, everybody, to our next dev interview. We're quite lucky this week because we've got one of our cohorts from the streams that is joining us, Lee, who is our communications and PR director. Hello, Lee. Welcome along. Welcome along. Good to see you. How are you?
Gary, it's been a minute. Things are fantastic here. We're just a few months off the launch of Wrath of the Ancients, and everything is looking good. Love seeing all those happy faces in the community, exploring new star systems and trying out the new ship.
Indeed. Yeah, it's felt like longer than 2 months since we launched Wrath of the Ancients, but no, it's been well received and a lot down to your hard work. Now we're going to dive straight into these questions. We've got some from the community, and obviously we've got some pre-prepared ones as well. But our first one kind of ties in with a question that came from Kizor, specifically asking about what a day in the life of a communications and PR director actually is. So can you dive into what your actual role is at ROCKFISH Games and what that does entail?
Sure thing, Gary. I mean, this is a large question, so it's going to take the entire hour to answer. I joke. Please, we can edit this down.
Yeah.
All right. So as a communications and PR director here at ROCKFISH, I direct communications and PR. Shocking. But most of the time, I'm dabbling in community communications, PR, marketing, social media, a little bit of ads when I'm working with Michael, lots and lots of copywriting, all sorts of things. So as part of a small team, as I just said, I wear a lot of hats. And for me, that's particularly exciting. I'll get into that in a moment. But yes, so with my role, I am always looking out there to see what other people are doing, what we can do, and ways to make sure that the EVERSPACE games can really shine. I'll talk a lot about how we do that, why we do that, and some of the details later on. But as far as a day in my life, that really varies depending on where we are in the product cycle. Yes, I'm going to do a lot of finger quotes because 20 years, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Right. So at the beginning of a product's life cycle, I'm pretty quiet because there's nothing that I can say. I can't talk about the next project until it's announced, but I'm going to be doing a lot of work behind the scenes, making sure that we know when we're going to announce it, we know how we're going to do that, what channels we're going to use, making sure that media is aware of what we're doing, talking to partners when we're at shows like Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show, PAX, GDC, all over the place.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of planning, it's a lot of setup, and also looking at the past. So doing postmortems, looking at content that we can reuse, respin, get out there using like content marketing, writing blogs, just making sure that the brand stays alive and relevant as we work towards our next thing. Now, when we get to the announcement stage, I will have been working with our video editor to make sure that our trailers ready to go, making sure that our press releases are good to go, working with people like you, Gary, to make sure that you are completely informed on what we're about to do. Here at ROCKFISH, we try to do a very good job of making sure that all team members are informed as to what the plans are, if there's going to be any changes, and we give a lot of opportunities for input, especially from the dev team, because while they're making the game, they're so close to it, they know it, and if they're passionate about something, I want to make sure that we're trying to capture that. We have a few team members here who are big fans of PC Gamer, so we make sure that PC Gamer gets all the information that they have. Rock, Paper, Shotgun, same. And all sorts of outlets, of course, GameStar in Germany. We love that channel and that website. So yeah, as we're ramping up towards an announcement, I'm busy spinning lots of plates, making sure that all the information is ready to go, working with our product marketing manager, Jeremy, to make sure that our store pages are A+ and ready to rock. And then, of course, working with Michael to make sure that everything is hunky-dory and going to, we have all the dominoes set up to fall according to our grand plan, which ultimately, there's always going to be some wrenches in the works, but that's part of the fun of it.
Yeah.
Come after the product announcement, that's when we're working with the community very closely, making sure that questions are answered if we can answer them. Or we do want to hold some of that back.
Yeah, definitely.
To your question list. So we will be working with the community, following up with the media, making sure that the announcement is out there, doing follow-up videos, things like the Leviathan deep dive, just doing drip videos like that, where we can talk about different aspects of what is about to be released. And then when we come to the product launch, again, an extremely busy time. This is when we'll be getting keys to media and influencers ahead of launch. They generally get to see a near final build, so we'll supply them with that where possible. I work with a number of PR agencies around the world, making sure that we are in contact with not only the really big sites like PC Gamer, IGN, Eurogamer, etc., but also lots of the smaller ones, lots of the niche ones, Aftermath. I should know all these.
There's so many of them, isn't there, that we try to reach out to.
There's so many, and they're so good, right? All those little ones, especially a lot of the little ones that have popped up, and I say little, but they're growing fast. Second Wind is one that I've been really keeping an eye on, and I think that they're doing a fantastic job, not only in the written, but also the video space, which is something that they're very strong at. So coming into product launch, very busy working with media influencers. Then after product launch, we'll be making sure that all of our store pages are right, making sure that we're paying attention to the community about things like, are there bugs? What do they want to see? What information do they want to see? And just making sure that they feel like there is an open channel. And I feel like that's important for me, and it's extremely important for you, Gary, and you do a fantastic job at it. Gotta say that.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Now, the background for people who are maybe watching and haven't, or don't know really how big our kind of team is. We are quite I'd say a decent size indie studio, but we're all split into various segments of kind of expertise. Now, myself, Lee, Jeremy, Michael, we work on the marketing team essentially, even though I'm the community manager. So we all meet quite regularly, discuss things, so everybody's in the loop where necessary, and Lee's integral to that, because he directs what we're kind of do in terms of direction with Michael. So it's just a bit of background for people there. So Lee, just to go back probably quite a few years for you, maybe not as far as me, but what was your background? How did you kind of get into this, not only this industry, but this kind of workplace that you wanted to do? What was your background?
All right. So long story short, food and cookware. That's a joke, but it is kind of true. So I went to school for communications and marketing, mostly journalism, actually, kind of a mix of those three things in the program. My intention was to go into newsprint and radio journalism. Okay. And we've all seen how that industry has gone over the last decades. It's extremely sad, but here we are. So I was doing my first couple of jobs in those industries, and then I looked around and I'm like, wow, my coworkers, most of them are not paid very well, and they work very long hours. I would like to not do that. So one of my other passions, as you can see around here, I have a lot of things that I love: RPGs, fantasy sci-fi novels, art books, video games, board games, all sorts of things, but also cookbooks. There's a couple of cookbooks around here. And I really love food, cooking, and stuff around that. So I ended up working for a small food and cookware company doing their marketing.
Oh, wow.
Did that for a few years. Left that and spent a little bit of time screenwriting, which is another passion of mine. Never had anything published, but agents call me. So I was looking around at, okay, I need to actually make some money now because rent. And one of the local video game companies was hiring. They were looking for somebody to run their customer support. So I joined their team, quickly took over their support team. I mean, that sounds kind of megalomaniacal, but no, I rose to the lead and was doing their community management, social media, other things like that, a little bit of copywriting, tiny bit of UX writing, and spent a couple of years in the mobile space. Left there to move to wonderful, distant, exotic Edmonton, where it is very hot and very cold and not much in between. I do joke, actually. Edmonton is a beautiful city, amazing beer culture, lots of food. So it's checking a lot of boxes for me. It's just brutal. I'm a Canadian. We'll talk about winter. Hours. We're very good at that.
It's a bit like us as the British talking about the wet weather,
every nationality has a particular type of weather that they hone in on. It's kind of interesting to hear an expert speak on their topic. Right. So yes, left mobile space, ended up in working for some PC games here in Edmonton, and then after that, ended up agency side, worked on dozens of indie games, and that's where I met Michael. Worked on the early access campaign of EVERSPACE 2, and after I left agency, moved to another studio based in New Westminster, and I was there for a little while, and then Michael just he sent me a note. He's like, "Hey, you want to come work for me full time?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." Because EVERSPACE 2, quite frankly, is one of the favorite games that I worked on agency side. I'm a big fan of JRPGs, and so the RPG system really worked for me. Love Diablo, so again, big check there. Played a ton of Freelancer when I was in my, late teens, early 20s. And so all of these kind of mashed together into a game that I particularly enjoy, and I still play it, even though, beyond testing, I still fire it up on the Xbox or on Steam, and just put a couple of hours in here and there as I poke through some of the quests that I've never done, or explore some things, solve some puzzles, Just there's a lot of EVERSPACE 2 to go through.
Indeed. No, I did. When you spoke about how Michael kind of like dropped in as I said, do you want to come work for me? It's a similar story for me as well. We kind of we'd done work for ROCKFISH in the past, and we were known to them. And then obviously Michael, being the head honcho, the big cheese that he is, he obviously likes what he sees, and he's like, "Yep, do you want to come work for me?" And I was same as Lee. I was like, "Yep, don't need asking twice," kind of thing. So very very similar kind of introduction into kind of RFG. And now obviously you've been agency side, and you've been there a while, and then you switched over them years of learning the industry and getting to know it. What do you think is the most challenging aspects of your role within this industry? I mean, I'm sure there's a few, but can you think of any that are particular? I
mean, this industry is fascinating, I gotta say. Being in it is incredibly rewarding at times and incredibly challenging at times. We're seeing a lot of contraction of the industry right now, and a lot of layoffs, and that's terrible. I hate seeing that. But I do see a lot of joy in this industry over many years. I would say, speaking to my own role, because I mean, there's so many aspects of video game design out there, and video game promotion, and all the things that are tacked on around the industry. Oh man. I would say the greatest challenge right now is getting attention and staying relevant. I'll probably say this a few times in this interview. And I'm pretty sure you've said it on stream a couple of times. You caught this from me. Breaking through the noise is a term I say a lot. And there's so many games being launched or announced or having something new come to them at all points in time, that it's so hard to capture the attention of people who will love your game or might be interested in it.
Yeah.
And so with the there's fewer media outlets out there, influencers. While I love them, often gravitate to games that are going to get them views, and I totally understand that. So they might not take a chance on something that is new or outside of their particular niche.
Yeah.
And again, that's fine, but please pay attention to smaller games and indies and people like us in the AA space, indie to AA.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
So yes, it's all about trying to figure out how people are going to get attention, how people can really figure out what your game is, get them to store pages, show them cool things like EVERSPACE 2. It's not only great combat, has amazing visuals, but it's got a great soundtrack. So one of the things that we're doing now is we have these 1 hour loops that we've prepared. We're throwing up on YouTube. We just kicked one live this morning, actually. And it's a way to use a small piece of the game to grab what could be the attention of somebody new, or re-engage a fan, like somebody watching the stream. Hello. So that's a part of it. Cat herding is very much something. Developers all have their own ideas. They all have the things that they want to do. Our producer Casper does a fantastic job of keeping people on track, pulling people back in line while incorporating their ideas and allowing them to be very creative. And I do a lot of that on the marketing side. So not only working with Garry and Jeremy and Michael, but also our PR agencies, keeping them informed and just making sure that everybody is moving in approximately the right direction, right? Sometimes we do want to shift track to take advantage of this opportunity or try do this new thing, but we always want to be moving forward. And I guess tying into that, one of the biggest challenges is keeping 1,000 plates spinning, because in my role, I have to not only be thinking about what's happening in this moment right now, but also what's happening 6 months from now, what's happening a year from now, thinking about what's happening 2 years from now. And I'm sure glad that I'm not Michael, because that guy has to be thinking about 5 years from now. So yeah, there's a lot of that.
It's people think everything is in the now, but there is a lot of planning we put in place. As Lee just said there, it's we're thinking weeks, days, weeks, months, years ahead. And Michael does an amazing job of looking beyond what we would traditionally look at in terms of a few weeks, months, or whatever. He's got a long-term plan for the whole of ROCKFISH Games. So very, very interesting insight there, Lee, into spinning those plates and pushing through the noise and everything else, as we've always said quite regularly. Now, conversely to obviously the most difficult or challenging aspects of the industry, in specific terms to your role, what do you think is the most rewarding thing, if you can pick one?
I mean, there's a lot of rewarding aspects of working in games and working with ROCKFISH. In my time through the industry, I think that the most rewarding thing that I've seen or experienced is, and this is at just about everywhere that I've worked, it is working with creative people who are finding joy in the things that they're making. It's incredibly rewarding to be working alongside and learning from these people. Frequently in disciplines that I cannot do. Coding is a black box that I do not understand. They sit down the glowing screen and make magic happen, right? Same with art. I can provide a brief, but then it goes away and I'm presented with something that is amazing. Might have to get a couple of notes on, but artists are phenomenal. there's something in here that does not understand how they get from point A to point B. So yes, working with creatives of all types, incredibly satisfying, especially when they're working on something that they love.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we when we do these streams and we show off some of the instances or the areas that we have in the game. I mean, visually, EVERSPACE 2 is stunning, and we give the chef's kiss to so much. But there's so many things within the game which, as Lee said, there is just black magic to us, and we get the easy job essentially because we don't have to create that. We just have a little bit. We just have the fun bit of showing it off, whether it's at events, whether it's streams, whether it's blogs, whatever it is, we do have the fun bit. So we're always very thankful for the team for what they do create.
I agree. They do a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah, definitely. Thankfully, because that means we've got a great game. So now, outside of EVERSPACE 2 or the EVERSPACE series, what have you worked on in the past? What other games that maybe other people are familiar with that you've had a hand in?
Okay, sure. I mean, I worked agency side for a while, so I've touched on quite a few different games. So when I was at Evolve PR, I worked on a number of games with companies like Bloober Team, with Observer System Redux, Blair Witch VR, a couple of other things they've done. THQ, I helped out on the Darksiders Genesis campaign and a lot of others in small ways. Let's see. Blacktail is a great game out of Poland there. Highly recommend that people check it out. It's a pretty cool Slavic mythology archery game. Very, very weird. Very cool. The Anacrusis, for folks who love Left 4 Dead, they should absolutely check that out. Very, very colorful and odd sci-fi shooter. Very indie. It's a lot of fun to play with a bunch of friends. And just a ton of indies from all over the place, big and small. I worked on the announcement of Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition when I was at Beamdog, and that was a really cool campaign. I'm a big fan of Dungeons and Dragons and Magic and WotC and everything connected to Wizards of the Coast there. So being able to work on the D&D property was really fun. I worked at a studio called Offworld, and although I was only there for a short time, worked through a number of really cool updates for Squad. I was behind some of the trailers there, helping produce those. Again, not a video editor, but helping to ideate and edit and produce and make things happen on that side. And while I was there, actually, the reason I went there was to work on the Starship Troopers Extermination game, because I love sci-fi. And help them out with their announcement. And that went really well. Would probably still be there if not for Michael giving me a tap saying, "Hey, you want to do this thing? Cool." But you can't read into the past and see what happened on a divergent timeline, right? Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty happy where I'm at. I think I made the right call.
Yeah. It's as Lee just said, going back into time, and seeing how things would have, panned out as you have done with your choices. It's very, very strange. My previous job is in a totally different industry to this, and I was given the opportunity. You sometimes just go, "Yep, let's do it." You only get one shot at this kind of thing, so you might as well give it a whirl. And if you're lucky, like we are here, that it turns out very, very well. So now another question that I want to ask you, Lee, is in your time working for Rockfish, what is the best thing that you can think of, or the best things, if there's many, of actually working at Rockfish Games?
There's a lot of things that are great about working here. I'm starting to sound like a recruitment video. Join us. So first and foremost is the people. Really fantastic crew here. Very much a hand-picked crew where we don't hire very fast. Absolutely going to say that, but we do bring in people that we feel are passionate about our games, who can work together well, and really want to make cool things. Also, a number of people who bring certain a certain amount of expertise to the table, but we're more than happy to train those that we feel are going to be good for a role.
Yeah.
But all of that is subjective and depends person to person, right? I do love that while we all have projects that we're working on, we do have a relatively good amount of freedom to work within those projects, to bring our own ideas to the table and make them, make our visions happen.
Yeah.
Now, we can't do everything, and because we don't have an infinite amount of time and infinite budget. But I feel like we do a really good job of taking all these ideas that come to the table and bringing the best out there. It's disappointing, to see a lot go to the cutting room floor, but some things deserve to be there, and some things you just can't get it happen. But you can't have everything in life, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I really do enjoy coordinating projects here at the company, especially some of the side projects like the art book. That was a big fun project for me because, as you can see, I have quite a few nerdy style art books, and being able to help edit and coordinate for that was just an absolute dream. Bit of a nightmare dream because it's a lot of work, but it's very much one of those checkbox things that I wanted in my career, and I hope that we can do more of them in the future. So we'll see. And I do love to travel, and this job does allow me to do that. So in a year, I will go to places like Germany to see the team, go to Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show, and Japan. Did that last year. Had a fantastic time, both at the trade show and at traveling around the city and the country. Afterwards, that was a lot of fun. And going to GDC and seeing folks in San Francisco is always a really good time. So I appreciate that there's a certain amount of travel attached to my job because it, gets me out into the world. Not that I don't travel on my own, but we're
Yeah, that sounds really, really cool. And having that slight freedom within the project, and then you can throw it to the team, and the team are very receptive. Whoever it is, like, you can throw something out there, an idea, and they'd be like, no, that wouldn't work. And you can bounce the ideas around. And as Lee says, some things do unfortunately go onto the cutting room floor, but that's just the nature of the beast. And then sometimes you can pick those things up again if they fit a certain situation in the future. There's always that. It's never kind of completely forgotten about, but it's certainly something we very much like to do at RFG. Now, obviously, you've got all the D&D stuff, you've got the Mass Effect and, Battlestar Galactica and all the other sci-fi stuff, Dune, etc. What games do you actually like playing in your own time? And I think we've got a big hint of the kind of thing, and you have alluded to, but what is your go-to kind of game?
I don't have a whole lot of go-to games because I love playing games of all kinds. I'm not really a sports game person. I'm not going to pick up the latest NFL or NHL game. Just they don't appeal to me. That's fine. Not everything's for everybody, right?
No, definitely.
But I do love indies of all kinds. Lots of puzzle games. RPGs are a big one. I've sunk probably too much time into the Final Fantasy and Persona series. Metaphor ReFantazio, absolutely fantastic game, amazing art, and well worth playing. So I've lost a fair bit of time to games like that. But I would say that the genre of game that I gravitate to very frequently is Metroidvania. When I first played Super Metroid, I was like, okay, this is super cool. And then I played Symphony of the Night when it first came out on PS1, which is a long time ago.
Showing your age now, showing your age.
It's amazing. This combines the JRPG aspects and the side-scrolling and the platforming and just everything that I was looking for, and absolutely love that. And since then, I've been playing basically every Metroidvania that I can get my hands on. And I do love that in the last decade, we've seen such a resurgence of that genre. Excuse me. That I'm at the point where there's too many that I can play.
Yeah. No, I think if you like a certain style of game, then you'll kind of almost stick with it for any length of time. And, I've played MMOs, RPGs for like 18 years, and, I've played FPS games competitively. You'll find that niche, whatever it is. And then I've always liked space games, and hence, it worked out for me that this is where I got my step into this industry. So, whatever you like, if you're a gamer, it's a wonderful thing, and enjoy it. You just enjoy whatever you like. If you had to pick out a game, old, recent, whatever it is, has there been anyone that you would pick out that you would want to have worked on?
I mean, the easy answer here is the Mass Effect series, but I think that a little bit more recently, I would have loved to work on the Baldur's Gate 3 campaign and the team there. They did such an amazing job, not only on the game, but all the marketing around it, all the community around it, communications, everything. They did some absolutely wild stuff that I would never would have pitched, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. I don't think I'm going to do that, but it's pretty cool. I really appreciate that they pushed a bunch of boundaries and went all in on so many places. I mean, having worked a little bit with Wizards of the Coast, I was extremely surprised that they signed off on some things, but I think it worked out really, really well. And considering that it's one of the best RPGs to have come out in the last 5 years, they did okay. So I'm really looking forward to what Larian does next, and I'm cheering for them.
Yeah. I think when you pick out a game like Baldur's Gate 3, which was just a phenomenal hit. I mean, it's not your average hit, if you know what I mean. I mean, I think everybody that I've ever spoken to has played it in some shape or form, all replaying it again and again and again. It's just a phenomenal game. So, but if you do like that, as Lee said, if you do like a company, if you do like a developer, whether they're independent, whether they've got a publisher, actually looking forward to seeing what they produce, you know that you've got a good team there, and our fans, we know as well, can't wait to see what we can produce in the future. But we're not saying anything yet before anybody asks, because I'm sure somebody's feverishly asking in the chat now. But we're going to switch on to we've got a couple of questions more from the community. A couple of these are kind of in depth, so there may be some good long answers here, but we'll start off with this one from Crimson Kane, who posted this over on the Discord. So why is it that no gaming business is straightforward, and what advantage is there to keeping things secret until they are ready, i.e. what is the disadvantage of communicating what the plans are but underlining what these are always subject to change?
Okay. That is a question of many parts.
Yeah.
So first off, why is no gaming straightforward, or gaming business straightforward? Every studio is different. Everyone has a different sort of style of leadership, different makeup of team members working on different style of games. All those parts combined with whatever the industry is doing at the time, whether we have a next generation console coming out, whether games are skewing towards this platform or this genre, or everybody wants to have a open world, blah, blah, blah. You know, there's always these different things that are happening. So the industry is moving and every studio is different. So the game business is not straightforward. It's always evolving. It's always changing. The community is always asking for something new, something different, or something old. And sometimes a combination of all those things, which is very difficult to manage because, you know, we're quite frankly, games are art. And you never know what is going to achieve success in that particular moment. So something might be really, I don't know. If we look at Among Us, they released and totally underwater. Yeah. Then we went into the lockdown with COVID, and a couple of streamers stumbled over it, and it became a massive success. So there are things that happen in the industry like that all the time that are impossible to replicate. So, there's nothing straightforward in this industry. And while, many companies want to be as transparent as possible, others, it's just not within their business culture to do that.
Yeah.
So, that's another thing. Where's the studio located? What are their own cultural norms? There's a lot going on there. And it's always appreciated when the community's like, okay, well, we want to know something, but, we can't know it now. We trust, which is something I'll get to just in a moment. Hey, it's my next talking point. What advantage is there in keeping things secret? We could tell you exactly what we're working on right now, but it's so far out, and the team is still working out details. Can we do this? Can we do that?
Yeah.
We're in a stage where we're in ideation, right? We are throwing lots of things at the wall. We don't know what sticks yet. And we're not in a place where we can promise anything. And again, another talking point coming up. So I think that the real advantage to keeping things secret until they're ready is in that we are able to craft something that feels special and feels like it's ready to be seen. It's always cool to see things behind the scenes, but when you're looking at just a mess of cardboard and notes, that eventually turns into a board game.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at just a pile of paper, that's not exciting.
No.
That's just going to have people's eyes bounce off it. And nobody's going to pay any attention to it unless you write Elden Ring on it and away you go. But no shade there. I love it.
Not all.
So I feel like it's the advantage to keeping things secret is not just on our side. It's about allowing us to present the community and fans and new people with something that is awesome rather than lackluster. Let us surprise and delight you. That is basically what we do on the marketing side. We're not spinning. We're trying to create something that is exciting. And if we're doing it right.
Yeah. That's always the big thing, isn't it? Doing it at the right time and making sure it's kind of relevant. Obviously we're working on this new project but we don't want to show you, as Lee said there, something that isn't finished because it kind of gives the wrong impression. We want it to be like, wow, and that's what we're working for. That's all the team have ever kind of done, whether it's visual, audio, whatever it is. It's always that wow factor. We always want to be, giving you, the players, something to go, literally jaw-dropping kind of experience. So whilst different teams, as Lee said, it's an amazing point, really. Different teams work in different ways, culturally, whatever it is, and the size of the company. There's so many factors that are at play, but once we're ready, and we will be reiterating this for a long time, is that once we're ready, we will be showing and talking about everything that our new project has. But for the time being, it's not going to happen. We are going to be saying that quite a lot, even though we haven't done that already. One last question, and another one that's coming in from Kizor on the Discord. He just wanted to know, as a smaller development studio with an international audience, as we do have, what are some of these PR strategies that you've found work that are successful?
Okay. There are so many things that you can do to try to capture attention. And again, they depend on timing, what your game is, and all sorts of things. Now, when people say PR strategies, I do want to say that PR is directed at media. It's not directed at fans like yourselves. Marketing and community and communications tend to go towards people like you. And that's, just we're getting into the weeds there. But, we've got, again, so many different games out there, and what may work for one game may not work for another, right? So For EverSpace 2, we found a lot of success with our demo, which is still up on Steam. And people keep downloading it, they keep playing it, they keep saying, hey, this is really good, I want to buy the game. Or, they bounce off and they're like, okay, this is not for me. And you know what? That's fine. Not everything's for everybody. And quite frankly, I would rather somebody not buy the game and then return it, rather than just play the demo and be like, okay, pass.
Yeah.
Or hopefully play the demo and be like, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So digital showcases, making sure they were on like the PC gaming show, all sorts of things like that. That was really, really great for the early access campaign, because a lot of people tune into that. They love that show. They've got a very PC focused audience, which was exactly where we were at with early access and whatnot. And then, later on in the campaign, we've been working more and more with Xbox and PlayStation to make sure that we're featured where we get blogs, or we're in showcases, or again with not only the consoles but Steam as well, where we get sales features. All of those hugely appreciated. So a big thing that I do personally here at the studio is content marketing, and that means writing the blogs, reaching out to other places where they can host things. Some of the more successful ones that we've done is working with Unreal to craft that blog around Lumen and Nanite, and how that worked with the migration to Unreal 5. Worked with some team members to make sure that we could have a really detailed and meaty blog about that. We're digging into things, working with video, like again, the Leviathan deep dive. Hey, what was your line from that, Gary?
I can't remember. Somebody might have to remind me. I remember doing lots of lines for that one.
Maybe somebody should, make a mix.
Yeah. Let's not go there.
Dance mix out of some of Gary's line.
Yes. Don't give them ideas, Lee. Let's not give them ideas.
So that right there actually is an example of content marketing, where I'm throwing a challenge out to the community to create something based around our game that has potential to go viral and at least give me a laugh. That's another thing.
Nobody else will laugh, but Lee will laugh. So that's a win in his book.
Absolutely. That is time and money well spent.
Exactly.
Don't let Christians see that.
No.
So there are so many different strategies out there, mostly with indies in particular. I really say that studios should be very video focused if they can. TikTok, Instagram, all these different video platforms do a great job on YouTube of showing games, because gamers want to see the game. They don't really want to see a CGI video of what the emotions around the game are, although those are important and can get a lot of eyes and a lot of traction and can be a good way to start your campaign. Just you don't want to be mid-campaign and have people like, show me the game, damn it. So being very video forward with your game and whatnot is very important. Being transparent with your community. I think that one of the smartest things a small studio can do is bring a community manager on early, because they're generally very flexible skill set people and can help out in a lot of different places. Of course, you don't want your community manager running your full marketing campaign, because that's a different job. And if they're doing that, well, pay them for it, right? But having a community manager there is incredibly valuable, because it means that there's going to be that dialogue with the community, hearing what people want, creating expectations, showing different things, getting people excited. And all I do on the marketing side is I say I bring eyes to a project. Community managers are the people who keep eyes on the project. They keep people sticking around, and that is an incredibly valuable.
My job, I always see as being the conduit between the players and the team. Now, obviously, we bring in the developers on, and people love to speak to the developers directly, like yourself, whether it's your development in marketing or PR, or whether they're a senior programmer, whatever it is. My job is just to be that conduit, because we don't want to take time away from those guys that are doing the busy, hard lifting and everything. So just to kind of reiterate there what Lee was saying, really. Now, I'm just going to throw in one last question here, Lee, before we finish, because
it's not on the list. It's a surprise question.
Yeah, surprise question. He doesn't have anything ready for this one. It's only because it came up just while we were talking. I thought about it. Obviously, a lot of people look at marketing and the budgets around that. We've said countless times, and I know I have on the stream, marketing is quite an expensive thing to do, and obviously it's very congested as well in terms of breaking through the noise. Can you just give some insight into, like, not necessarily in figures, but how difficult it is to break through that noise when you're dealing with companies like Activision and Blizzard and the big boys?
I mean, the best thing you can do is stay out of their way. I mean, with when we went through 1.0 with early access with EVERSPACE 2, I mean, at the time we had CD Projekt Red's little game called Cyberpunk 2027 or 2077, and yeah, I mean, I don't know if you folks have heard of it.
I mean, we might have to look it up on the wiki or something. Yeah,
they would throw up those yellow text box filled things saying, "Sorry guys, we have to shift the game's launch window." And at any time we would see one of those, and I say we, I mean the collective marketing video game community. We would see one of those and immediately check our schedules. Okay. What's going on? What do we have to move? Because we don't want to be launching underneath that behemoth, right? And so we had to shift a couple of times, and that did work out in our favor, because, I mean, we were basically working on the game constantly, lots and lots and lots and lots of polish. So at 1.0, the game was great. I mean, like, it was really good through early access, but when we hit 1.0, top notch, right? Yeah. So avoiding, those big announcements, and that means that, we're looking out to see what's public. We have PR agencies some of whom may be working with those bigger companies, and while they cannot tell us things directly, sometimes they'll give little hints like, "Hey, what do you think about this week instead?" And it's wise to listen, right? Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, breaking through the noise is, I mean, there's so much that you can do. And when you're a smaller studio like us, you don't have an infinite budget. So that means we can't plaster the internet with every ad out there. We can't take out video space here or do something weird like a radio program or whatnot. But we try to get out there. So we're talking to the community. We're releasing blogs about upcoming content, like, okay, you're going to be checking out this weapon or check out this ship or yada yada, right? There's all these different things that we can throw out there on the content marketing side. We're working with influencers who are more niche. Obsidian Ant, him in the space game community, like, he's fantastic. He's absolutely on it. He is talking about all these different niche indie games, not just Elite Dangerous and No Man's Sky, right? So he's bringing a lot of games to light, and I truly appreciate that. He does a fantastic job of that, and great dude to work with. Like, incredibly polite, responds to emails. Just really, I cannot be more appreciative of what he does. Really. So there's a million things out there that we're trying to do to try and get attention, and a lot of it is on a shoestring budget, especially compared to what EA or
yeah.
Activision or Ubisoft throws around as far as their budgets go.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it is very difficult, and we're very appreciative of, as Lee said, whether it's an influencer or whether it's just you boys and girls as the community, you know, shouting us out to your friends in the communities that you're in as well, leaving reviews, commenting on things, whatever it is, even on the video, getting, you know, eyes on videos when we produce that work. It all really, really helps. And all through Everspace 2 development and beyond, we've been so appreciative of that, and we'll probably be appreciative of it as well in the future when we get to that. But right, we're going to wrap up there because I threw in that extra question on Lee, and he's like, "Whoa, hang on, this wasn't planned." But no,
Gary.
Yeah, he's like, he's got things to do. Yeah, he definitely things to do. So we're going to finish there. Lee, thank you so much for doing this interview. It's been an absolute pleasure hearing about your role and, you know, being open to people about what you do here. And I'm sure at some point we'll have you back on as well. And Lee's probably in the chat now, so if you've got any other questions, then we might be able to type some answers out for you as well if you've got any follow-ups. But I'm going to hand you back to myself. But again, thank you, Lee, and we'll speak to you all very, very soon.
All right. Great talking, Gary. A little bit of homework for everybody. Throw a review on an indie game. Doesn't have to be one of ours. Throw a review on an indie game. It helps so much.
It does indeed.
So many people, and, you know, always appreciate it.
Cool. Definitely. Right. Thanks, Lee. We'll see you in a minute.